Hello everyone, thank you for joining in. Today you will need 2 blocks, a blanket and a strap. If you don't have blocks, books or stacking soup cans will work. If you don't have a blanket, which I don't have at the moment, you can use a thick towel. And if you don't have a strap, a belt would work, or a scarf that you don't mind stretching a little bit because it may get stretched would work as well. And quick full disclosure, just based on my space, the overhead plane may be out of frame. So I'll try my best to describe what's going on overhead. Usually happens when we're standing with our arms overhead. So just letting you know, and we'll get started. So you're gonna take your blanket or your towel, unfold it so it has one fold. So it's just a little bit of a thickness and more cushioning for your back. And you're gonna lay it down at the center or maybe a little bit farther back than center on your mat. And you'll come in front of the blanket and lay down with your torso, your spine. And as you lay down, bring your blocks with you. And your blocks should be on the medium height with the long short edge, the long skinny edge facing up, and have them so that you're able to reach with your palms facing down. And once you're set, plant your feet, bend your knees, and hug your right knee in towards your chest. Clasp your hands around your shin, and then start to take large circles with your right knee without releasing the clasp of your hand. So we're getting into the right hip, loosening it up a bit, and imagine you're stirring your knee around a large cauldron. Since it's Halloween, I'll make some Halloween references. So a really thick stew or potion, stirring it around. Go in one direction to start, and then switch the direction of your knee. Hug your right knee in towards your chest, straighten out through the left leg and flex the left foot like you're planting the sole of the foot onto the wall. And press through the left heel to energize the back line of the left leg. And then you're gonna come into a half happy baby pose, and it is early in class for a hip opener. So you're gonna bring your hand to the pinky edge of your right foot, and then stack your right heel over your right knee. If this isn't possible at the moment, you can grab for your right ankle or your shin. And then press the sole of your right foot into your hand as you press your hand back into your foot, and you should feel an activation in your hips. Your quads may activate as well. And then stay energized in the left leg. Take a few rounds of breath here. Breathe into the right hip. Notice if your left hip wants to lift up, you can use your left hand to press the left hip down as a reminder. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly release out of this. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. And then you're gonna point both toes, lift your chest and your head up, hug your navel in, squeeze your knee in towards your chest, and then bring your hands on top of the blocks. And we're getting into the core right now. Hug your navel in, think of doming the low back, and then you're gonna grab the right block, pick it up, rotate the block so that it faces in towards the midline, and then start to reach the block over to the left hand. Grab it with the left hand and release. 2 times like that. Reach it to the right block and release. Hug the navel in, reach it to the left and release. 1 more time to the right, maybe shaking a little bit, and release. Release the block down, lower all the way down. Hug the right knee in towards your chest. Take 1 round of breath. And then we'll switch sides. Plant both soles of the feet down. Hug the left knee in towards your chest. Clasp your hands around the left shin and start to take large circles with the left knee. Again, try to go as wide as possible with the knee without releasing the clasp of your hands. Go in one direction. And then switch the direction. And then hug your left knee in towards your chest. Straighten out through the right leg and flex your right foot. And then press through the right heel to activate the right leg. And then you're going to come into half happy baby. So take your left hand to the pinky edge of your left foot. Stack your left ankle, left heel on top of your left knee. Open up your left hip. Okay, if this is hard for you at the moment, you can grab for the ankle or the shin. Stay energized in the right leg and press the left foot into your hand as you press your hand back into your foot, and you should, again, feel your hamstrings, your quadriceps start to fire up closer to the hip joint. And notice if your right hip wants to lift up. You can use your right hand to remind the hip to stay level with the floor. 2 more rounds of breath. All right, and slowly release out. Hug the left knee back in towards your chest. Point the toes this time, both the left and the right, and then you start to lift your chest and your head up. And hug your navel in. Squeeze your knee in towards your chest. Keep your knee where it's at, so really hug the navel in. Then you're going to reach your hands to the blocks. This time you're going to lift the left block up, rotate it to face in towards the midline, and then through the gap underneath the left shin, start to reach the left block to your right hand, and then switch hands. 2 more times like that. Reach to your left, release. Reach to your right, grab the block, release. Again, stay energized in the navel. 1 more time. Take your time. All right, set your block into the left hand. Slowly lower everything down. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Take 1 deep belly breath. And then bring both knees in towards your chest. Grab for underneath the knees and just roll up to sit. You'll cross your shins, plant your hands, and come into a tabletop position. You can keep your blanket where it's at. You may want to fold it just once for a little extra padding, since we'll be on our knees in a moment. Great, and then come into a tabletop with your knees on the blanket. Palms grounded, hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Keep your blocks in the middle of the mat on both sides. You may need to switch heights later, and we'll get to that. Great, so inhale, you're going to drop your belly, gaze up for a cow. Exhale, cat, dome your spine. Gaze upward. Move through about 6 rounds of cat-cows. And again, let that movement come from the pelvic tilt and let all the rest of the upper body, the curvature of the spine stem from the tilt of your pelvis. Also notice the protraction and retraction of the shoulders as you move through. So as you inhale, the shoulders retract, drop your belly, so the hugging in of the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, cat pose, press the floor away from you, protract the shoulders so there's a space in between the shoulder blades. take about 2 more rounds of cat-cow. Alright, we'll come to neutral spine, hug your navel in, crown of the head forward, and then walk your hands about a handprint forward. You're going to tuck your toes and then hover your knees 2 inches off the mat. And hug your navel in. Press the toes energetically forward as you press your palms down and back. So you should feel a scooping up action in your navel. Take a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, you're going to bring your right knee towards your chest and straighten out through the left leg. And then slowly lower back to a hovering tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, right knee to chest. 2 more times. Inhale. Hovering table. Exhale, right knee to chest. Keep pressing the floor weight. Protract through the shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, right knee to chest. That was the last time. Inhale, hovering tabletop. Drop your knees. Tabletop. Exhale, sit your hips back to a child's pose. Extend your arms forward, rest your forehead down, and take 3 rounds of breath. Have your knees wide enough so that you have space for your belly to rise and fall with each breath. Alright, come back to your tabletop. Again, stack your shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and then from here, walk your hands a handprint forward, or maybe a little bit less than that. Tuck your toes and hover your knees 2 inches off the mat. Again, find that scooping up action in your navel, and then protract the shoulders slightly, press the floor away from you. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg and bring your left knee towards your chest. Inhale, hovering table. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, hover. Exhale, knee to chest. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lower your knees. Big toes together to touch. Exhale, sit your hips back. Child's pose. 3 more rounds of breath. Alright, come back up. Tabletop position. Inhale, drop your belly, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lead from the hips. Lift your hips up, straighten the legs. Down dog, and 5 rounds of breath. And plug into your finger pads. Wrap your armpits in, broaden through the upper back, and then bend your knees and see if you can lift your butt up a little bit higher. Maintain that lift as you straighten the legs and press the back of your thighs towards the back of the space. Knit the front ribs in, hug the navel in. 2 more rounds of breath. Alright, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, open up your right hip and bend your knee. Press your right heel towards your glute and see if you can lift the knee up a little bit higher. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, straighten through the right leg, square off the hip. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot to your right thumb tip. Drop your back knee, come to the top of the back foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms all the way up. Great. Now scissor your right heel back and your left shin forward so your hips start to parallel. And then tilt your pelvis slightly down. Hug your navel in and see if you can lift your torso up a little bit higher. Inhale. On the exhale, you're going to fold over to the right. Drop your right hand to the block beside you. You can switch the height to the highest level if you need. And then extend your left fingertips over to the right side of the space. Again, notice if you're back bending from your upper back. See if you can knit the ribs in, hug the navel in, and side bend from the left waist. And keep your hips level. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten the right leg, find a flat back, chest forward. And then exhale, fold for a wide pyramid pose. Try to drop your left heel down towards the floor to lengthen the back of the left leg. And then press into the big toe mound of your right foot and wrap your right hip back and your left hip forward. Heavy the head. Inhale, bend the right knee low, lunge, plant your hands. Exhale, figure four, downward facing dog. Bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Sit your hips all the way up and back. Again, press into the finger pads. And then notice if your right hip wants to lean back slightly more than your left. See if you can square off the hips and then rotate the right hip open from the right femur bone, right hip socket. Flex the right foot. Inhale, lift your left heels up, tilt your pelvis forward, roll into plank pose. This time, lower your right foot next to the left. On the exhale, you can drop your knees down and back and lower to a midi chaturanga. Bend the elbows back, chest forward, crown of the head forward. Inhale, press back up. 2 more times like that. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows back, chest forward. Inhale, press back. Exhale, lower down. Maybe lower a little bit more. And then press back up. Tuck your toes. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, open up your hip, bend your knee. Stay here, press your left heel towards your glutes. See if you can lift the knee up a little bit higher. Take 1 more round of breath. Inhale, straighten the left leg, square off the hip. Exhale, low lunge, left foot to left, thumb tip. Drop your back knee, come to the top of the back foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Now press your left foot down and back and your right shin down and forward. Square off the hips. Lengthen through the side waist and imagine you had blocks in between your hands. Lengthen up all the way. Get tall. Hug the front ribs in. Inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left. Lower your left hand to the block beside you. Extend your right fingertips over to the right side of your space. And keep your hips level. Try to hug the navel in. Wrap the left waist forward and fold over to the left a little more. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, flat back. And exhale, fold over. Lower the right heel all the way down towards the mat as far as it can go. Lengthen the back of the right leg. And then press into the big toe mound of the left foot. And you should feel the lengthening in the back line of the left leg. Square off the hips, release the torso forward. All right, inhale, bend the left knee low, lunge. Exhale, figure 4, downward facing dog. Left ankle on top of the right knee. And then again, notice if your left hip is hiking farther back than your right. Parallel the hips, and then externally rotate the left thigh and the left femur bone. So that's bringing the left knee towards the back of your space and flex the left foot. Hike the hips up a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale, stay. This time, inhale, lift the right heel up. Tilt your pelvis forward. Roll into plank pose. Level off the feet. And then either knees up or lifted. Exhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend the elbows back, chest forward. Inhale, press back up. One more time like that. Exhale, midi chaturanga. And then lift back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Take 3 rounds of breath. Downward facing dog. All right, we'll flow through each side, breath to movement, adding on just a little bit. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, open up your hip, bend your right knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square off the hip. Exhale, step the right foot to the left thumb tip. Drop your back knee. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, lean towards the right, lower the right hand down. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, fold to the right a little bit more. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the right knee, low lunge. Exhale, figure 4, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank pose, lower the right foot down. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, tuck toe, upward facing dog this time. Roll the shoulder heads back, keep pressing the heels back. Lift the backs of the thighs up. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hip up. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, open up the hip, bend your knee. Inhale, straighten the left leg, square off the hip. Exhale, left foot to left thumb tip, little lunge, drop the back knee. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fold towards the left, lower the left hand to the block. Stay for 1 round of breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your back toes. Inhale, straighten both legs, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the left knee, low lunge. Exhale, figure 4, downward facing dog, left foot, right knee. Inhale, roll to plank pose, lower the left foot down. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, tuck-toed or regular up dog. Come to the tops of the feet if you'd like. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. All right. Stay in down dog. Remove your blanket if you have it. Just pick up one of your hands. Set it off to the side. And then gaze forward, bend your knees, and hop or step to the top of your mat. Once you're there, inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Set your feet up for how you like for Sun A. So I like my feet to be hip width distance. You can bring them together if you like as well. Bend your knees, heavy the neck, heavy the arms, and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, roll up to stand. Take your time, head comes up last. Anchor the tailbone down. All right, Tadasana. We'll go through 3 rounds of Sun A together. All right, inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank pose. Inhale, inch forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back Downward facing dog for 3 rounds of breath. Take one last exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Hopper step to the top, find a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, Virasana. And then exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. 2 more rounds on your own. Take your time. Feel free to skip all rounds. You can hold a child's pose or any other resting pose you'd like. Hold down dog for 3 breaths when you get there. So you're coming on to your last round. When you are finished, we will eventually meet in a Tadasana at the top of the mat. So if you're in child's pose, start to make your way up there. If you finished early, you can come into a forward fold or an Uttanasana. About 3 more rounds of breath. Okay, start to make your way into a Tadasana, top of the mat. Okay, have your feet about hip width, actually outer hip width distance, so a little larger than hip width. Toes can be facing slightly out, not too much. So enough so that the big toe is facing directly towards the front of your space. Okay. Reach your arms out in front of you. Flex your fingertips towards your face. Press through the heels of your hands. So you should be activating the forearm. Take a nice deep inhale. You're going to sit all the way down into a squat. So sit all the way back. On the exhale, straighten yourself up. Press through the heels. Then lift up onto your toes and bring your elbows in towards your side waist like you're coming into Chaturanga. Inhale, you're going to lower the heels, sit all the way back, hands in front of you, straighten the arms. Exhale, rise back up, heels up, tilt the pelvis forward, arms in Chaturanga. 3 more times like that. Inhale, squat down, arms forward. Exhale, lift the heels, balls of the feet, elbows in. Inhale, 2 more times. Lower, exhale, heels lift, tilt the pelvis forward. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. This time, inhale, squat, lower the heels, reach your arms forward. And then exhale, you're going to press into your left heel, reach your arms up and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Hug your navel in. Inhale, figure 4, right ankle on top of left thigh. Exhale, again, bring your right knee up in towards your chest. Inhale, warrior 3. I should have mentioned this, but we're coming into a supported warrior three. So take your blocks in front of you on the highest height. And then you're going to lower your palms to the blocks. Lower your right hip to level with your left. Chest forward. Inhale. On the exhale, point the right toe, bring your knee in towards your chest, and lift the left heel up. Hug the navel in. Inhale, supported warrior three, lengthen the right leg back. Exhale, right knee to chest, lift the left heel up. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze the navel in. Inhale, lengthen back, warrior three, chest forward. Exhale, low lunge, step the right foot all the way back. Inhale, high lunge, reach your arms up. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Stay here. Press into the pinky edge of the back foot. Bend deeper into your front knee. And then find a slight external rotation of the left thigh bone so that the left knee comes towards the pinky edge of the left foot. Tee out the arms, gazes forward. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, reach your left arm up and back. Exhale, extended side angle, bend the front knee, reach forward, 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 and then rest your left forearm on your left thigh and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Again, keep pressing the pinky edge of the back foot towards the back of the space. And then see if you can wrap the left hip down and underneath the right. Lower the left waist down and underneath the right. And allow that motion to open your chest up towards the ceiling, rather than rolling the right shoulder back. Inhale, extend your right arm over your ear. Exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Frame your front foot. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Inhale, step your right foot forward, low lunge. Exhale, step your left foot forward, feet outer hip width distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Tadasana. Exhale, arms to the sides. Inhale, squat low, arms forward, flex the fingertips towards your face. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift the heels, chaturanga arms. 2 times. Inhale, squat. Exhale, lift the heels, elbows in. Inhale. And exhale as the last time, lift the heels up. This time, inhale, lower down, arms forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg, left knee to chest, arms up. Inhale, figure 4, left ankle on top of right knee, sit low. Exhale, rise back up. Inhale, hinge to a supported warrior 3. Your block should be there now. Palms to blocks. Again, straighten the arms, chest forward, crown of the head forward. Lower the left hip down to meet the right and press through the left heel to energize the left leg. Hug the navel in. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest. Lift the right heel up. Hug the navel in. And then exhale, lengthen back. Or inhale back. Exhale, knee to chest. 2 more times. And exhale back. Inhale or exhale, knee to chest. And inhale back. Exhale, low lunge, lower the left foot down. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. And exhale, open up to a warrior 2. Again, press into the pinky edge of the back foot. Find that external rotation in the front thigh. Lengthen through the side waist. Extend through the fingertips. Inhale, revolve triangle, straighten through. Reverse triangle, straighten through the front leg. Reach your right arm up and back. And then exhale, extended side angle. Bend the front knee, reach forward and down, and rest your right forearm on your left thigh, or right thigh, and extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. And now again, wrap the right waist down and underneath your left, and let that motion open up your chest. You should feel an activation in your obliques. Inhale, extend your left arm over your ear. Exhale, plant your hands to frame your front foot, low lunge. Inhale, step the right foot back, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Inhale, step the left foot forward, low lunge. Exhale, step the right foot forward, forward fold. Feet about outer hip width distance. Inhale, rise up. Virasana. Exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. All right, stay in Tadasana for 3 rounds of breath. Just gotta fix my space. We're gonna flow through each side, breath to movement, just once. And have your blocks at the ready. Inhale, sit low, arms forward, flex the fingertips towards your face. Exhale, lift through the heels, come to the tippy toes, elbows back. Inhale, sit low, arms forward. Exhale, straighten the left leg, right knee to chest, arms overhead. Inhale, figure forward, ankle left thigh. Exhale, rise back up. Inhale, hinge to a supported warrior 3 pose. And then exhale, right knee to chest, lift the left heel up. One more time like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, low lunge, lower the right foot down. Inhale, high lunge, rise up. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the right leg. Rise all the way up and back. And then exhale, extended side angle, reach forward and down. Inhale, right arm over ear. Exhale, plant your hands to frame the front foot, low lunge. Inhale, step the left foot back, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up. Inhale, right leg forward, low lunge. Exhale, step the left leg forward, forward fold, feet outer hip width distance. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, squat low, arms forward, flex the fingertips. Exhale, lift the heels up, straighten the legs, elbows back, chaturanga arms. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, left knee to chest, arms up. Inhale, figure 4, sit low, hands at heart center. Exhale, left knee to chest, arms up. Inhale, supporting warrior 3 pose, palms to blocks. And then exhale, left knee to chest, lift the heel up, scoop the navel. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high lunge, rise up. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg, reach your right arm up and back. And then exhale, extended side angle, reach forward and down. Inhale, left arm over ear. Exhale, plant your hands to frame your front foot, low lunge. Inhale, step back, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. Inhale, step your left leg forward, low lunge. Exhale, step your right leg forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, Tadasana. Arms to the sides. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from your hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, move through a vinyasa, or you can skip it all together. Lift your hips up. We'll meet in Tadasana. Okay, inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring your right knee towards the edge of your mat. Parallel your shin as much as you can to the front of your space. And then you're going to take your block and bring it underneath your right hip for support. Okay, stay lifted to start. I like to flex my right foot and then press the pinky edge of that right foot into the floor to maintain energy in the right hip. And then walk yourself up if you can. Okay, we're gonna stay here. You can lift the height of the block a little more if you need a little extra support, a little more height, depending on how open your hips up. And then on the inhale, you're gonna lift your arms all the way up, wave your arms up, reach a little higher, and exhale, slowly lower them down. Like we're flying our pigeon. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, lower. 3 more times like that. As you move through this, as you lift, you should feel a little more lengthening in the front of the left hip flexor. And exhale, lower. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. 1 more time, inhale, lift up, reach up, and exhale, lower. Inhale, arms all the way up. And then exhale, plant your hands and crawl forward to a sleeping pigeon for a few rounds of breath. Rest your forehead down, extend your arms forward. Breathe into the right hip. Take 2 more rounds of breath. So to walk your arms, hands back, plant your palms, tuck your back toes. Inhale, 3-leg down dog, lift your right leg high. And exhale, open up your right hip and bend your knee. Take 1 round of breath. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square off the hip. Exhale, downward facing dog, lower the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring your left knee to the left edge of your mat. Shin as parallel to the front of the mat as possible. And then take your block underneath your left hip. Set it on the medium, the lowest height, whatever worked for you on the other side. It may be different even. And then we're going to stay lifted. Walk your hands back by your hips. And we're going to start to fly. Inhale, arms up. Reach up, lengthen the right hip flexor. Exhale, lower down. 4 more times. Inhale. Reach a little bit higher as you lift every time, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. 2 more times. Great, lower down, inhale, lift your arms all the way up and up overhead, and then exhale, plant your hands, maintain a flat back as you lower to a sleeping pigeon. Lower your forehead down, arms forward, breathe into the left hip. Walk your hands back, plant your palms, tuck your back toes. Inhale, 3-leg down dog. Lift your right leg all the way up. And exhale, open up your hip, bend your knee for a little counter stretch. 1 round of breath. Inhale, straighten the right leg or left leg, square off the hip. Exhale, downward facing dog, left foot meets the right. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees, hop or step to the top of your mat. Find a half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, Virasana. Exhale, Tadasana, arms to the sides. Inhale, bring your arms up and your right knee up in towards your chest. Exhale, right ankle, left thigh, figure 4. Sit your hips back. You can stay here. We're moving into Galavasana, flying pigeon pose. If you want to take that step, I like to use my blocks so that I bring the floor to me. As I start, you can also do it without. You're going to sit your hips lower, palms onto the floor, onto the blocks, widen the palms, lift the left heel up, and then start to hook your right foot around the outer left tricep and lower your shin onto both the left and the right tricep. Gaze is forward. You can start to hinge forward, maybe lift the left leg, and then lengthen the left leg back. Point the toes, chest forward like chaturanga. Gaze is forward. And just play around. So we're, again, lengthening the left side, right shin on both of our triceps. Elbows bend back, chest forward like chaturanga dandasana. And a nice trick, again, is hooking the right toes around the outer left upper arm, left tricep. So play around. If you are finished, you can come into a forward fold, or a squat may feel nice. Take about 5 more rounds of breath to play around on this side. Alright, start to make your way back into Tadasana. You can move through a vinyasa if you'd like. Alright, inhale, arms up, left knee to chest. Exhale, figure 4, left ankle, right thigh, sit your hips back, hands at heart center. And you can stay here or make your way into Galavasana. If you're staying in figure 4, see if you can sit a little bit lower, maybe get to hooking your forearms on top of your shins. If you're coming to Galavasana, take the same steps I did on the other side. Bring your palms to the floor, widen the fingertips, elbows back, chest forward. Lower your shin, left shin onto both the left and right tricep. And then hook the left toes around the outer right upper arm, right tricep. And then gaze forward, start to bring the weight forward, lift the right heel, and then maybe release, point the right toes, lengthen back. Ooh, always harder on that side for me. And then play around. Again, think chaturanga arms when in the arms. Ooh. If you're finished, fold forward, or again, squat. 5 more rounds of breath. Alright, when you're finished, set the blocks off to the side towards the back of your space. And then walk your feet in. And you're going to slowly just bend your knees, lift your heels into a perch, and then make your way down to a seat. Okay. We'll make our way down to our backs. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. Flex the toes towards your face. Press through the heels. The heels may even lift. Press the backs of the knees down. Inhale, extend your arms forward. Hug your navel in. On the exhale, we're going to slowly lower on down to our backs. Scoop the navel. Dome the spine. When you run out of breath, hold. Inhale, lengthen the chest up. Hug the navel in even more. And then exhale, start to lower down. Once you get all the way down, head back. Plant the feet, set yourself up for a bridge pose. Bend the knees, heels down, arms by the sides. Inhale, press through the heels, lift your hips up for bridge. Hug your shoulder blades in, clasp your hands underneath your sacrum, and then punch the fist you made with your hands forward to broaden through the chest, and then ground into the heels, activate the thighs, and lift your hips up a little more. Gazes up to protect the neck. Take one more inhale, and exhale, slowly lower down. Feet to the edge of the mat, toes in, heels out. Knock your knees in for a constructive rest. 3 rounds of breath. Bring your feet back to underneath your knees. Set up for a second back bend of your choice. So you can take a bridge pose, another active bridge. You have your blocks near you. You can take a supported bridge pose, which may feel nice. And if wheel is in your practice, I encourage you, or offer wheel for you. Start wherever you'd like, or start whenever you'd like. And we're here for about 6 rounds of breath. So take your time. If you're coming into an active back bend, stay grounded into the heels to activate the thighs. There should be little to no activation into the glutes. And then press the heels down and back to leverage your tailbone forward so that you stay long in the low back. Slowly start to make your way down. Release the block. Bring your knees in towards your chest slowly. Take your time since we just were in a back bend. And then start to roll up to sit. And we're going to come or make our way into a recline supported Virasana. So you're going to take your strap, or buckle, or belt, or whatever you have, scarf, and make a loop in it. And then you're going to have the loop tight enough so that you're going to bring your knees into the loop. Both knees together. Heels are by your sides. If you need padding underneath your seat like I do, I like to take a blanket underneath the seat. And then again, knees through the strap, and then tighten the strap up so much so that it kind of is a boundary and it holds your knees in place. And then you can release the knees so that you don't worry about them splitting open. You're going to take your blocks, one on the medium height, one on the highest height behind the one with the medium height, behind you, and then start to make your way down. As you lower down, have the medium block going the long ways, just where for women your bra line is, and then for men that's kind of the lower edge of your shoulder blade, scapula, and then rest your head onto the other block, the higher block. Once you're there, arms out by your sides. You can see if you can lengthen your tailbone forward and then release into the shape. Let the heads of your shoulders just melt over the edge of the block. Chest lifted, palms facing up. We did a lot of hip opening, so for a little counter stretch, we're finding a slight internal rotation of the femur in the hip socket. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can come into a reclined supported fish pose with Pada Galavasana legs. Take about 5 more rounds of breath. I encourage you, and feel free to stay where you are. If you are ready, start to make your way out of this shape. So I'll press, you can press your forearms by your sides, push yourself up, take your time, really slowly get your way out of here. And then set all the props off to the side. Bring your legs out in front of you. And lower on back down to your back. And you can find Shavasana. Or you can come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Wherever you are, arms by your sides. And I'm going to leave you here in a Shavasana. Heavy yourself down into the mat and release any tension you're holding in your face all the way down to your toes. Just breathe and let the only movement be the rise and fall of your belly. Feel free to stay wherever you are for as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining in. Any feedback is great. Sorry, I'm in my yoga brain. But thank you so much. Namaste.